Imagine waking up in California to breaking news. The United States Geological Survey has issued a red alert, not for an earthquake, not for a wildfire, but for one of the largest volcanoes in North America. A giant you've probably never heard of. Beneath the peaceful mountains, magma is rising. The ground is swelling. Hundreds of tiny earthquakes are rattling the earth in patterns scientists have never seen before. Gas is leaking. Fault lines are trembling. And experts are warning, this could be the start of something big. Could the Long Valley Caldera be waking up? And if it erupts, what would happen to California and the rest of the world? What is the Long Valley Caldera? From the air, the Long Valley Caldera looks peaceful, a wide, scenic valley dotted with forests, lakes, and ski resorts. But what you're really looking at is the scar of one of the largest volcanic explosions in North American history. Around 760,000 years ago, this valley wasn't here. Instead, a massive eruption tore the land apart, ejecting enough ash to blanket much of the continent and dropping volcanic material hundreds of miles away. The explosion was so powerful it collapsed the land into itself, leaving behind this 20-mile-long, 11-mile-wide depression. Since then, Long Valley has been quiet, but not dead. Beneath the surface lies a vast chamber of magma, connected to fault lines and hydrothermal systems. Think of it as a sleeping giant, one that occasionally shifts in its sleep. Over the centuries, it has sent up swarms of earthquakes, mysterious ground uplift, and bursts of volcanic gas. Most people never notice, but scientists do. And what they're seeing now? It's unlike anything they've recorded here before. In the last few weeks, satellites orbiting hundreds of miles above Earth picked up something unusual over Long Valley. The ground was rising, not slowly, but fast, several centimeters in just a matter of weeks. That might not sound like much, until you realize that kind of uplift means something huge is pushing up from deep below. Seismographs told the same story, dozens of low-frequency quakes rattling the caldera, not sharp jolts from shifting plates, but deep, rolling tremors that feel more like the Earth is breathing. And then came the gas readings. Sensors spiked with elevated carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide, the same gases that seep out when magma rises toward the surface. This wasn't a random fluke. The combination of rapid ground uplift, deep tremors, and volcanic gas release was too perfect and too dangerous to ignore. That's when the US Geological Survey raised the threat level to red alert. A red alert is the highest possible warning for a volcano in the United States. It's not given lightly. It means scientists believe a significant volcanic event could happen with little or no warning. Almost instantly, California's Office of Emergency Services activated its disaster plans. Teams coordinated with federal agencies to prepare evacuation routes, clear emergency shelters, and test communication networks. In towns like Mammoth Lakes, just on the caldera's edge, residents woke up to text alerts and sirens. Tourists were told to leave. Highways could be closed at a moment's notice, and while officials reminded the public that no eruption is guaranteed, the sheer speed of these developments has scientists on edge. This isn't just an academic exercise anymore. Something is shifting deep underground, and everyone's asking the same question: how much time do we have? The science behind the danger. What makes Long Valley so dangerous isn't just the size of its magma chamber, it's the way the system behaves. Unlike a single mountain volcano, Long Valley is a caldera, a collapsed crater that can erupt from multiple points at once. The magma here isn't sitting still, it's moving both upward and sideways, searching for weaknesses in the crust. If it finds one, a new vent could open anywhere, even miles away from the center. And when magma rises, it superheats underground water. That can trigger sudden steam explosions, blasting rock and debris without warning. In the worst-case scenario, this kind of activity could be the prelude to a larger eruption, one that sends ash and molten rock across huge areas. If Long Valley were to erupt, even on a small scale, the impact would be immediate. Towns like Mammoth Lakes could be buried under ash, highways could shut down, power lines, water supplies, and communication systems could fail. And if the eruption is strong enough to send ash high into the atmosphere, flights across the western US might be grounded for days or weeks. Ash isn't just a nuisance. It can collapse roofs, kill crops, and cause serious breathing problems. The fine particles can damage engines, poison water supplies, and linger in the air for weeks. And in a bigger eruption, the effects wouldn't stop at California's borders. The ash could spread across states, and the climate itself could shift for months. Why this time feels different? Long Valley has rumbled before. In the 1980s, thousands of earthquakes and some ground uplift put scientists on alert, but nothing erupted. This time, though, the signs are stronger. longer, the uplift is faster, the earthquakes are more frequent, and the gas levels, carbon dioxide and sulfur dioxide, are higher than anything recorded here in decades. Even more worrying, the magma isn't just moving upward, it's spreading sideways. That means pressure could be building in unexpected places, far from the caldera's center. To volcanologists, that's the kind of pattern you don't ignore. What happens next? Right now, scientists are watching every tremor, every puff of gas, every inch of ground movement. The U.S. Geological Survey has raised the alert to its highest level, not because an eruption is guaranteed, but because the risk is too high to take chances. Emergency agencies are reviewing evacuation plans, local towns are staying on edge, and the truth is, no one can say for sure what's about to happen. The magma could stall underground and cool off, or it could break through with little warning. All we can do now is watch and wait. The chain reaction risk. Long Valley doesn't exist in isolation. It's surrounded by fault lines in one of the most seismically active parts of the United States. If magma movement triggers a fault slip, we could see earthquakes on top of volcanic activity, and it works both ways. A large quake could destabilize the magma chamber. That means the danger isn't just one eruption. It's the possibility of a chain reaction. Earthquakes, landslides, and ash clouds spreading for hundreds of miles. The kind of scenario where a single geological event sets off others, like falling dominoes. Why scientists are racing the clock. Every hour matters now. Teams from the USGS, NASA, and universities are gathering as much data as they can before conditions change. They're looking for patterns, shifts in gas composition, changes in earthquake depth, tiny variations in ground movement, because if the signs start pointing toward an imminent eruption, they'll need to give warning fast. The challenge? Volcanoes don't keep schedules. They can erupt weeks after the first signs, or hold off for decades. And that's the hardest part for the people living nearby, knowing something could happen, but not knowing when. Right now, the ground under Long Valley is shifting. Magma is moving, gases are rising, and every sign points to a system under pressure. The question isn't just if it will erupt, but when. It could be next month, next year, or not for decades. But the fact that it's waking up at all should make us pay attention, because the last time Long Valley erupted, it reshaped an entire continent. So, what would happen if it erupted in our lifetime? Could it change the climate? Could it spark a chain reaction across the Ring of Fire? Tell me what you think in the comments, and if you want to stay ahead of the next update, hit subscribe, because here on Space Wired, we're watching every tremor, and the Earth, it's not done moving.